we are done here. Now we'll be using tmap. Now here first we'll be joining this thing. Right click do, because all are lookup, right? All are primary key table. You can think taxi zone and payment types, but this is the data table or fact table that we are going to create. Right click row main tmap. Let it be bit straight, and I have to give a name of this flow so that because the flow will be used for connecting different fields. So YOLO trip, YOLO trip, YOLO trip base. Okay. Now next what I'll do, taxi zone. Right click, row main, coming to here. Lookup, and here the lookup will be giving the name. Yeah. Okay. So taxi zones. Then this one also, right click, row main here. So it will be payment types. Now let's design it like this way. Double click on that. Here you can check all this in the left hand side. Payload trip base, taxi zones, and this one. Now what we need to do. So see, sometimes or really it is better if you filter the number columns here in the YOLO trip base. That will be reducing the number of columns for joining. Okay, so let us do the joining here. Let us do the join. So what join will do? First, the location ID with the drop of location ID. So I'm doing here. I'm dragging and dropping it in the location ID field here. Okay, and similarly, the payment underscore type, it will be drag and drop payment underscore type. It will be drag and drop here in the payment type. So the joining is done. So here you can check if you now come to the that I told that you can mention some joining type. Here the first button you can check tmap settings. Then you have the enable and disable expression. And you have this one column name filter and all these things. So if you click on tmap setting, now here you have the joining model. You can there check the joining model here. Here. So they are offering the left outer join and inner join, only two. So I'm selecting that inner join. And here also I'm coming back in the next one, payment types. Here also I'm selecting the inner join. Okay. This one. So it is just on off switch. You can click on that to make it on available, and then you can make it disappear. So what we did, the join model will be inner join. That is also left outer join is there. And here also we have selected the inner join. Which one? This one. Okay. This configuration is done. Now coming back to output. So what output I want to generate? You can check the document here. So I want to generate a total passenger count for each zone, total fare for each zone, as well as total this one, total trip distance for each zone and each vendor. I mean both. For each vendor, each zone, I want to get the total passenger count, total fare, and total trip distance. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, now, so I want three output for the time being, three output. So coming back to talent design, adding, so passenger count underscore out, total fare underscore out, then thus total trip distance. Trip underscore out. So three output will take. Now in this case, what we'll do? We'll check the I'll take the vendor ID in this expression. I'll take the vendor ID. I'll take the zone. Zone will be coming from the total passenger count. Yes, it will be coming from here. Sorry. Zone. Okay. Let me check my design here. Whether I'm okay or not. Going good. Then here also we need the passenger count. Similarly, here also I need the vendor ID. I need the zone. I need the total fare, total amount. Vendor ID, zone, and here which is called I need the trip distance. Trip distance. Now, in this case scenario, so I have implemented one more condition for the passenger count. What we want? in the Word document, I have tried to implement, I'm checking that minimum passenger count will be 2. I mean, we are considering those passenger count where the traveler number of travelers is more than 2. Right? I'm trying to implement that kind of condition. We are considering all the trips where the passenger count is more than 2. That kind of condition I am to make. Okay. Again, I repeat what I want to do here for the passenger count. I want to take all these records whose passenger number of passengers for each trip for a number of passengers should be more than 2. That those records we want to consider. So how we can give that kind of condition here? Okay, so I'm adding two variables here. Two variables. So what are the variables name? You can give any name. So here I'm giving here bus count, and here I'm giving the name where mean bus. So both the case the data type will be integer here. Minimum passenger I'm considering 2. It should be more than 2 for, I mean, those trip we are considering where it will be should be more than 2. And obviously, what will be the passenger count for each trip? It will be coming from here. It will be coming from passenger count from here. Here. This will be the variable here. You can take it and this one. And also we are considering passenger count, but we need to give the validation here. So which output we want to select? I want to select those output actually whose passenger count will be more than 2. So we have to enable the expression and we have to write it here where bus count should be greater than where min bus. Okay, so that means those records we are considering for getting the summation whose passenger count for each trip whose passenger count is more than 2. So let's add one more thing because we have not added the payment types, right? So let me check. I mean, I want to check, number of travels for each payment type means what is the count of different payment type that has been made during the travel, different payment type. So I want to count the each record which will be done payment by either credit card or direct cash or something like that, right? I want to count those records. So let me add one more that is not in Word document. I'm just adding this example. I want to count the number of records for each payment type. So let me add it. Type underscore out. Okay. So I'm just adding here, let's do one thing. So here I'll be adding payment type and the vendor ID. I want to count on vendor ID. This is the example here. Now we are done with this. So I want to get for each vendor, each zone, total passenger count, each vendor is zone, total fare, each vendor is zone, trip distance, as well as I want to get the different payment type output, right? So apply. So you can change the output as you know, coming back here in this case. So in the output I'm giving total passenger count. Then I'm coming back here, total amount, it's okay. Now coming back here, total trip distance. It's fine. Coming back here. Okay. So we have designed it. Now we need we have four output. You can check row, we have four output here. So what we'll do? T aggregate row. Right click, row passenger count out. It will be good to move it, I think. Row total fare out, total distance, payment type out. So you can check it, I'm not giving the name. Obviously, in your case, you have to change the name. Sync column. So group by vendor ID zone. And what will be the output column? Total passenger count. Function will be sham. Ignore null values. Similarly, coming to this one, it will be the same. Okay, sorry. Sync column. Now, in this case, it will be the total amount. It will also be sum. Coming to next one, sync columns, vendor ID zone. Here would be total trip distance. It will be sum. Ignore null. And then last one, group by, sorry, let me sync column, group by payment type. And it will be vendor ID. You have to count it. So we got all four. Now, log row. I think we'll not be able to see the record. Lots of record will be generated. Let's do one thing. The log row it will be view basic setting, it will be table view, it will be passenger count, right? Passenger count